Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. This video is specially made based on the queries that has been received from different candidates during their registration process, and as per the queries that we have received from YouTube comments and also from different sources, we have collected some few important queries and we are going to address these queries. Also, in addition to that queries, there are some comments that I have received, and based on that comments I'll also be sharing the suggestions what you can do, and all these things will be discussed in this video. Therefore, I request to kindly watch this video till the end. If you are new to my channel, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. So let's get started with the video. So before we proceed with the video, there are a few important points that I'm going to discuss in this video. So once after the important points has been discussed, only then, based on the comments that we have received, I'll be addressing the important points what you need to do during this registration process. So the first point that I want to discuss in this video is regarding the errors that you do in your registration process, and if in case you have done any kind of mistakes or errors during the process of registration, what you have to do. And the second point is regarding the billing address. What are the things that you need to enter in the billing address? The next part will be related to the certificate number, especially with the indigenous and ST certificate, and also what are the certificate number that you need to enter related to your educational qualifications. The next point will be related to the documents, that is whether you have to upload the mark sheet certificate number or the provisional or pass certificate number. The next point will be related to the age relaxation. So what will be the maximum age limit for the applicants to apply for this particular post? So the second last point will be related to the important issues which I want to address, that is like once you are done with the filling up the forms, the certificate number, the tick mark has not been shown in the preview form, and then your certificate number has also been not mentioned. And the last point is related to the re-enter email address, because once you have done the modification, you click on save and next, and then still it shows like re-enter your email. So these are the things that I want to discuss. So the first point I'll be discussing is related to the errors that you have done during the entry of your details in the registration process. So once you click on the apply now, it will take you to this page. So if you have not done for payment, then you can click on login, and if you have done for the payment, then you can go with the registration process. Since here I want to clear some doubts that once you are already done with your payment process, then you cannot do the modification. If there is any errors or any mistakes in the application form, so what you can do is that you have to enter your new email address and new phone number while going for registration process. This is only for those candidates who have already done with the payment, still they found that there are some errors. On that case only you have to do the new registration process. In case you have not gone for the payment and then you found that there are some errors in the application, then you can click on login, and then you have to enter the login ID and password. So once you click on login ID and password, you can see the details here. So based on the certificate number, all the details you have entered, you can go down and there you can see the education qualification number. So here I have already mentioned that if you found that the details are entered correctly, then you can click to proceed to payment. Otherwise, you can click on modify, and then here you can make the changes except for the email address and mobile number. Even for the date of birth, you can do the changes from this particular interface. So once you are done with this, then you can click on I agree, and then you can proceed with save and next. So this is the process how you can do the modification and you can do the payment process once you have entered the correct details. So after this, the next point is that regarding the billing address. So let me show you how you have to enter in the billing address. So for the next point, that is for the billing address, what are the informations that you have to enter is based on the card number that you will be using for the payment. So if you are using your own card number, then you need to enter your own billing information in this particular details. Otherwise, if you are using your friend's card number or anyone else's card number, then you have to particularly mention this particular informations based on that person. Or else if you want to pay through UPI card or if you want to pay to Paytm or debit card or anything, you have to click on this particular box and then you can do the payment process. But do not forget that you have to enter the billing address of that particular person on through which your payment has been done. So if in case you are doing by yourself, then you need to enter your name, the address where you are residing, the zip code, city, state, select the country. You can select here India, and your mobile number, email address, and then you can leave this part and then you can select any of the payment information and do the payment process. So this is related to the billing informations. Now this has been a very important point that I want to address in this video. What they have to write in this certificate number for the indigenous inhabitant of Nagaland and also for the ST tribe certificate. In case if you are selecting for BT, which is for backward tribe, then you have to also select the tribe where you belong and then you need to enter the certificate number. So in this particular case, what I found is that most of the candidates, they are confused whether they should enter the certificate number or the registration number. So what I would like to suggest you is that you can either enter your registration number, which you will get on the certificate, and also for the new candidates who have recently applied, if you have the certificate number, then you can enter that certificate number as well. Because if you have the old indigenous certificate, then there you won't find any certificate number. So in that case, you have to enter your registration number. This is also with the scheduled tribe certificate number. So for the indigenous inhabitant of Nagaland, you can either go for certificate number or registration number. Okay, so it's not like you have to enter only the certificate number. It's fine even if you enter the registration number, because they have clearly mentioned that there should not be any variation in form or spelling. So whatever informations that you have uploaded, it should match with your certificate. So it's fine if you even if you entered your registration number. The next point is related to the category of tribe. So if you belong to any of the backward tribe, here based on the BT category certificate number, if you have recently applied, then along with the ST certificate, you'll also be getting your BT certificate. So you have to enter the same certificate number in this particular box. If you belong to any of the tribe, so the certificate number or any of that number that you can see is similar, is 42625, then you have to enter the same certificate number on this particular box. Or else if you have applied earlier, or else for those students who have applied earlier, then you'll be getting a separate BT certificate. In that case, you can enter that certificate number. So you have to match with the certificate and it should be applicable with the form that you have entered during this registration. So this is related to the certificate based on different categories. So the next point will be related to the mark sheet or provisional certificate or pass certificate number. So in this case, since you are graduated, what certificate number you should enter here in this particular box. So what I will tell you is that you can enter either your 6th semester certificate number, which you will find it on the top of your certificate. Either you can enter that certificate number or provisional certificate. So no need to worry that whether you should enter your provisional certificate number or pass certificate number. In this particular case, you can enter the 6th semester certificate number that you have got in your mark sheet. So this is an information that, so those candidates who have already entered your 6th semester mark sheet certificate number, it's fine even if you have entered that certificate number, because your form will not going to be rejected. So this is an information based on the certificate number. Now the next point will be related to the age relaxation. Since we know that the maximum limit was 30 years and then ST/SC get 5 years relaxation, and the government of Nagaland has issued another notification, and also in this notification we have found that 3 years relaxation has been given due to COVID. So if in case your age is more than 38 years, in that case the system will automatically tell you that you are not eligible for this particular post. So this is one important point that I want to address in this video. Now the next point is, once the candidate has done with their selection of the item number and department name, in the educational details section they have to click on the box and then they have to enter the certificate number along with the certificate issue date. So after entering their details, what they have found is that this box in the education qualification are still unchecked, which means their certificate numbers are not visible here in this education qualification details. And most of the candidates, what they do is that though there is no tick mark here in this box, they still proceed with the payment and they do the payment process. So make sure that every point has already been ticked and the details and the certificate numbers are already there in the education qualification. If in case you have not found any of the certificate number in the education qualification list, which means you have to go with the re-registration process, otherwise your application will get rejected. So please make sure that if there is nothing else written here in the box and then if it's empty, then you have to go for re-registration, otherwise your application will get rejected. So please make sure that you have done and that corrections during the registration. Now the next point is related to the re-enter email. So once you have done changes in the registration form, you have to click on I agree and then you need to click on save and next. So what the candidates have found is that instead of getting to the education qualification details, there is a tab which shows re-enter your email address. So in this case, what you can do is that you can either click to save and next to get this particular page, or else you can click on logout. You have to re-log in and then this particular interface will pop out on your screen. So after clicking on modify, this interface will pop out and then you can do the changes. Otherwise, you can click on I agree and then you can proceed to save and next. So this part will be showing on your screen. So these are the major problems that the candidates have faced. Now let me discuss based on the queries that we have received in the comment section. So there was one comment which I found is that, which I will not be showing on this video. What if I want to appear the exam at the same place where I'm residing as permanent place? I'm confused on this option. So if you are residing in any of the place and if you go through the notification which you have seen, then in that case you can change your address based on the city where you locate, and then you can also select the district and then you can proceed to save and next. The next point was, can we apply for more than one post? If you are applying for more than one post, then you can do that. Is the exam date is fixed? They have already given the written examination date, which is tentative, so they may conduct or they may postpone this exam dates. There was one question again, I don't have account, so how can I pay? If you do not have your account, then you can pay through your friend's account. So in that case, the billing address will be your friend's account billing address. So there was one question that, what are we supposed to do if there is a mistake in our registration, say like father's name, and we cannot edit it anymore? In that case, I think I have already mentioned that you cannot edit for the email address and your phone number. Other else you can do that by clicking on modify. There are many candidates whose age is like 35 or 36, so in that case I have already discussed that the maximum age limit is 38 years. So if you are within 38 years, then you can go with this registration. And also some candidates, they have just completed their 12 standard. So if your age limit is minimum of 21 years old, then based on this age criteria, if the system accepts your age limit, then you can proceed with the registration. Otherwise, you have to wait for the next advertisement. Also, there was some candidates who have asked us related to the reservations for PWD. So here we can see that for the item number 2, we have 3 vacancies, and that is for the Nagaland Information Commission. And also we can see PPW, and also we can see BPD. Now, since we know that under the Department Nagaland Information Commission we have 3 vacancies, also we can see the reservation for PWD. So they have given a new notification, and here we can see that 1 post has been reserved for PWD for this item number 2 under Nagaland Information Commission. And likewise, we can see that for different departments under different code, we can see that each post has been reserved for the PWD categories. So these are the reservations for the PWD categories. So based on that one, you can do the selections, and if you belong to PWD categories, you can also apply for this particular post. So the next question that we have received was, sir, where do we get the payment reference number? So for the payment reference number, once you are done with the payment, then you'll be receiving an notification in your registered email address. So out there you will get the notification from the NSSB, and in that notification you'll get the billing information, and there you will see bank reference hashtag. So out there you'll get some bank reference number which will be your payment reference. So mostly in my case there is 13 digits of bank reference number. So you kindly check your email address, and then there you'll see bank reference, bank ref hashtag, and then the number which you can see. You have to enter that number on this payment reference. So this is related to the payment reference. So the next question is, I don't have graduation certificate. In that case, can I give final year mark sheet in documents for registration? Yes, you can give your final semester mark sheet certificate number instead of your graduation certificate. It's not mandatory for you to enter your provisional certificate number or pass certificate number. However, once you are qualified and you are eligible for that particular post, that time you have to produce either your provisional certificate or your pass certificate. So for the registration process, it's not mandatory to enter your provisional certificate number or pass certificate number. So the next question was, I have made some mistakes while filling up the forms, like I have entered registration number instead of certificate number in the educational requirements. So should I need to fill up the new forms and submit undertaking format, or it will be okay? So in that case, you have to go for new registration, and then you have to also take this undertaking format 1, and then you have to enter the old registration number and other details which I have already updated in my previous video. You can check out from the video, the link is in the video description, and then you can enter it with the new informations, and then you can enter your details as per in your new registration. The next query is, I have selected multiple posts, but in the educational details it's not showing date and certificate number even after I have entered them all. Please help. So in this case, I have already discussed in my initial video that most of the candidates are facing the same problem. So the problem is not with you, but it's the website which is creating this problem. So what you can do is that you can click on logout, and then you can do relogin, and then if the system is still showing the same thing, then you need to enter all the details accordingly or manually, and then you can do with the save as next. Still then if it shows, then you have to wait for some time, you process the same thing, and then later it will get fixed. So this is how the other candidates has been doing, and then you can also follow the same process. The next query was, I have applied for 2 posts and now I want to apply for 5 posts. So if I modify, do I have to repay the amount? If you have already done with the payment process, then you have to do the registration process, and then you need to include the 2 posts and also the 5 new posts which you want to do. You have to combine it together, and then you need to do the payment process. So once you have done for the new registration, then you need to also take the undertaking format 1. Here you have to enter all the details that has already been discussed. You can check out, and then you can do the registration process. I have not clicked the final submission or not yet done with the payment process, but why I can't change my photo and signature? This might be because of the network problem or with the system itself. So you can click on modify and do the changes in your photo or signature. If payment is done, is it completed? I did not get any message after that. Once you are done with the payment, then you'll be receiving an email in your registered email address mentioning with the order number and other informations. So kindly make sure that you have entered the correct email address, and once your payment is done, you will receive that message in your registered email address. I have passed out my class 12 exam from NOIS, and my certificate register number is written this way. So shall I write the whole thing or these things? So it's up to you. You can go with reg04/these things. It's not a mandatory, but whatever information is there in the certificate, you can enter as it is, because during the verification they are going to check your certificate, and then it will compare with your submission online application form, and then they will going to check your online application form. Sir, didn't you and I wrote the mark sheet certificate number and date of issue. Is it okay? Yes, it's okay to enter your certificate number of your mark sheet which is of 6th semester. I have already submitted, payment was also done, but I found some mistakes and I wanted to register again. So is it necessary to submit declaration form? Because I want to cancel the registration since I made a mistake in filling up the form. If your payment is already been done and then you found that there are some errors in the registration, then you have to go with the new registration process, and once you are done with that, you also have to submit the declaration format 1 and submit it before 10th of October. After modifications of certain details, do we need to upload passport and signature again, or are we supposed to leave it like that? After modification, documents part is showing empty space. That's why try to upload same documents like upload in the first place, but it says working. In that case, once the modification is done, if the details are same as it is, then it's okay, but if there are informations which has already been missed out, then you can do the changes. In my case, like my photograph and signature was there, so I did not change anything. It just pop out and then I followed it and then the payment was done. If we have not paid the fee and re-registered, do we need to submit this undertaking form? It's not required if you have not done the payment process. If you have already done with the payment, then you have to take the undertaking format. Otherwise, it's not required. Can other states applicant fill this form? Other candidates cannot go for this application form because it is only for the registered indigenous inhabitant of Nagaland. Whether age correction is possible or not. Is it possible? It is possible to do the corrections. Will it be accepted if the certificate number and issue date is not visible in the application form after submitting the form? Because I have done the payment and after completing I log in once again to check, but those posts that I have applied is shown not the certificate numbers. Before payment, you'll get a review form. Before payment, you'll get a preview form, and in that preview form, if you found that the informations are not being filled, then you need to go and click the modification. Otherwise, your application will get rejected. So please make sure that if the informations are missing, you click on modify and do the changes. Don't go with the payment. And if you have already done with the payment, then better go with the new registration and then submit the details again. Sir, can you please share your opinion regarding these problems? For some successful forms, the printed or download form don't show the certificate number and issue dates which was entered during filling up form. We are confused whether our registration is successful or not through the payment is done successfully, but our educational details are not showing. This part I have already been discussed. If there is nothing mentioned in the educational details, then you need to modify and you have to do the changes. If you have already done with the payment, then you cannot make the changes right now, right? So in that case, you have to register with your new email address and alternative mobile number, and make sure this time you have entered all the details correctly. And before you go with the payment process, make sure that all the points has been marked, and then you see the certificate number which you can see out here. So this is the thing that you can see here. Since all the points has been marked and you can see the certificate number, if the certificate number has not been shown, which means there are some thing that is wrong with the website. So in that case, you can either go with the modify and then do the changes. Otherwise, you log out and then you wait, and after a few minutes you can come and then do the re-login and you can do the changes. So kindly don't go with the payment process. And if you have already done the payment, then you need to register again and do the same changes in the format. I have registered only once and am I in the process of modifying before proceeding for payment. So in my case, submitting undertaking won't necessary, I suppose. Yes, it's not necessary if you have not done for the payment. Even if you have done for many times of registration, if you have not gone for the payment, then it's of no use of submitting the undertaking format 1. My first registration ID was unable to open. That's why again I use another registration, but still the same. It may be because of the website problem, so no need to worry. So you can do the registration and you can submit the details on time. Sir, I have put the HSLC certificate number for marksheet certificate number. Is it wrong or correct? Do we need to put provisional certificate number or marksheet certificate number. So if you have the certificate number of your HSLC, then it's okay, you can enter that one. Likewise, for your graduation, you can also enter your marksheet certificate number. There is nothing to worry about this one. It should only match with your certificate. Sir, my ST certificate date of issue is on the year 2015 and it's all. Will they accept it? Because I have heard we have to renew new one. Is that true? It depends. If you have the old certificate, you entered based on the registration or certificate number. Otherwise, if you have the new one, you can also enter that new certificate number. But I will suggest, if you have time, then you can enter the new number, or else it's fine with the old one. Other informations, it's almost similar, so you kindly make sure that the informations have been entered correctly. Can we select all the departments that is shown in the same items number, or we have to select only one department? As per my knowledge, I have already selected only one department. So if the system is allowing you to do, then I think you can go with the process, but I am not sure because I have selected only based on my eligibility criteria. So what is actually NOC? So here you can see in the instructions to candidate, NOC is no objection certificate for government servant. So if you are working in any of the government office, then you need to upload the no objection certificate in the uploading section. So this is only for the government servants or government employees. So I think I have updated all the informations here. One is like, can we download the form after submission? Yes, you can download the form after your submission is done. You can take the printout of that. And regarding the admit card, that admit card will be issued before a week and they will be informing in this website, so no need to worry about the admit card. And also the syllabus, you can download the syllabus from the website itself. And this is the information that I would like to provide in this video. With this, I want to end my video, and if you have more queries, kindly drop it in the comment section.